Shohei Ohtani's money was used to pay this gambling debt. That is a fact. Regardless if Ohtani knew about it or not, take that aside. Say he didn't know in this instance. Does he still deserve to be punished by the MLB, and will he be pardoned?
He's 100% going to get pardoned. And I think Ipe, the translator, because that's what we're referring to him as, the translator, I think the translator fell on the knife here. And I think he'll be taking
think Ohtani was doing it?
I don't want to say...
Because what else would he be falling on the knife for?
I'm not going to go as far as saying Ohtani was doing it. I'm going to go with, because I've been pretty good on these crime things, you know what I mean, with like Bauer and stuff. I think Ohtani knew. I think Ohtani definitely knew, and he's going to get pardoned, and that deferred contract starts looking a little. Looks a little sweet. Looks a little sweeter for Ipe here in about 10 years when he's going to get a $25 million check handed to him. So I think Ipe, the translator, falls on the knife just to cover everything. Throw me under the bus. Do whatever you got to do. It is what it is. We'll square up later.
I don't know. I think it'll be a slap on the wrist. I'm kind of torn between it because part of me, like, I love Shohei, the baseball player, but there are a lot of signs. It's like, I know Ipe, the translator, had access to his account and very easily could have moved all of that money over. I feel like Shohei has so much money moving around with investments and other things. Maybe he wouldn't have seen that. That does seem like a very high dollar amount to not know it got moved. I think it's too big of a scandal, and I think Manfred covers it up. I think if there is any slightest bit of it looking bad for baseball, Manfred is going to cover this up. He tried to cover up the Astros cheating scandal and said a lot of bad things that still resonate with us today that we hate him for. And I think he sees this as a one of those kind of pivotal moments in his legacy as well, too. He's already mentioned that he only wants to be the commissioner until I think the CBA runs out in a couple years. So I'm torn on it, and I hate being wishy-washy. I can just see it going either way here.
I mean, look, this is a money-making business here. Right now we're talking about stuff that we're speculating. Do we really know if Shohei Ohtani knew about this? Not for a fact. It's a lot of speculation on things that have just come out. There's just a lot of weird stuff that's going on with this story as a whole. We talked about it last week, but this is a money-making business. Ohtani brings in billions of dollars to this game and the cities that he plays in. People drive out of their way just to watch this dude play baseball. He's the poster child of the MLB. Getting suspended will be the worst look that this sport has ever seen. I don't see a way that they suspend him. And I think that he'll get away with it, even if they know he did it. But I don't think the public will ever know that.
Have you ever been across a scenario or even a person for that matter, and you've liked that person so much they did nothing wrong? In the back of your head, the older you get, Jedi, this is a life lesson for you. You're going to find out at some point you've been duped. Until you really know somebody, like I really know Deepaw. Like I really know him. We've known each other for a long freaking time. But the people that you meet later in life, you know only a fraction of them. So the public has sat here and watched this golden child for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it's been.
I think we're 5 years now.
5 years?
Wait. Hold on. For Ohtani, you're saying?
Yeah.
He's been in the league for 6 years. He's free.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is 5 or 6, yeah.
So for 6 years, we have been plastered with the golden child of LA, right? Is it possible that we've all been duped, that he's been so perfect, he's secretly married, and all this stuff is he's just such a perfect dude. He's fun, he's likable, he's really good at baseball, he's probably the best player in the game. Is it possible that it was too good to be true? That maybe there was something else going on that just finally came out. It's no different than Jeter going downtown with like Puff Daddy and all that stuff, and like there was shootings at nightclubs that he was at, and just it was never written about. Is it possible that Otani has a black cloud that no one wanted to know about, and the MLB is going to do a really good job cleaning it up? That's all I'm saying. It just looks like he was too good to be 100% true.
So my rebuttal to that would be you're right. He is the golden child of Major League Baseball, and he was hyped as, the next Babe Ruth, the largest name in Major League Baseball history. He's even bigger in Japan. Like, if you can put that into perspective, he's even bigger in Japan before he came over to the States. I feel like somewhere, somehow, if there was something as big as this, we would have heard about it by now. It would have been brought up previously. Like, I mean, he's the biggest celebrity in Japan. Like, it's not even close. He's like movie star big, like it would be here in the States. So I think we would have heard about something by now. Just pure probability. Like, he would have messed up at some point, being under the public eye for that long.
I see both sides to that. Both make really good points.
I don't know if gambling's like big in Japan.
It is.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm looking at is, well, when did he meet Ippei? If Ippei wasn't in Japan, you've had that friend before that you've been boys with for X amount of years, and by year 4, 5, and 6, you start getting into some shit. Like it happens. It happens. So I'm just saying, maybe Ippei the translator, maybe brought him over to the dark side a little bit.
The dark side.
Don't underestimate
parlays.
Power
Of over-unders and parlays.
Well, I mean, let us know. This is a sticky situation. I honestly don't think that much more information is going to come from this story, which is really interesting because it's such a massive story in sports, not just baseball. But I just think it's swept under the rug, and I think people are eventually going to forget it to where we get to October and everyone's going to be like, whatever happened to that?
No, dude. Everyone's already forgotten it. It's already no. Like, I'm saying, like, you see ESPN writing about it.
Well, it's just because there's no news about it, and speaking of like the cover up too, this isn't the MLB conducting this investigation. Like, this is Department of Homeland Security. Like, there are too many other ways that every single scenario would have to be covered up and buttoned up for not one piece of information to leak about this. So if it was MLB, we would never hear about it again. But this isn't MLB running this investigation. They'll hand out their discipline, but the more media is going to come from another source.
And I will say the fact that, like, honestly, like, if we're being real here, people bet all over the country. Like, yeah, he got caught. He screwed up. The translator or Otani, we still don't know. But I mean, like, to make a big fuss about this, if he didn't bet on baseball, I think the story is just irrelevant. Because plenty of people, you do illegal sports betting in the states that it's not legal. And I'm sure he's not the only one doing it in California.
No, he's just the only one making $4.5 million wire transfers. I'm going to go as far as saying there's not a single argument that could persuade me to think that he didn't know.
I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to find out. But let us know in the comments. What do you think about this whole situation?
Huh? It's like Area 50. It's like Area 51.
We know it. We know, but we don't know.
Yeah, we know, but we have no idea.
We just picture in our heads what it's like.